أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. The giants, and tonight with Wahshi ibn Harb. Wahshi ibn Harb is a slave, an Abyssinian slave from Al-Basha, who was Abd Jubayr ibn Mut'im, was a slave of Jubayr ibn Mut'im, and Jubayr, his uncle Tu'ayma was killed in the first battle, the battle of Badr. قتله Hamza. Hamza was the one who killed him in the battle. So in the next battle, battle of Uhud, he promised his slave Wahshi, he promised him, if you go join the battle and kill Hamza, you will be free. And you can imagine that's a golden chance for a slave to gain his freedom. He said, I joined the army. وَلَيْسَ لِي أَرَبٌ فِي الْقِتَالِ. I don't have any goal, I don't have any target. I'm not, it's not my goal to go and participate in the fight. My main goal was to just go and kill Hamza as I was promised, and I will get my freedom. So he joined them. On the way, Hind bint Utbah, she was the wife of Abu Sufyan, and she got the same thing like Jubayr ibn Mut'im. Her father, her uncle, and her brother, all of these were killed in the battle of Badr. So she, and also in the second battle, battle of Uhud, they got a lot of women, especially those who lost some family members. They got a lot of them, so they will join the army, and they will encourage them every time, like if they are about to be defeated in the war, in the battlefield or something, they will encourage them. When you have your wife with you, when you have women with you, and they encourage you, it's a kind of moral incentive for them. So Hind also, she got some, she promised Wahshi something, like she was urging him, like, yes, go ahead and kill him, and I promise you, I give you this and that. And he went, the battle started, as we know. Muslims won at the beginning, almost won at the beginning, but towards the end of the battle, after Muslims broke the order of the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and started collecting the booties of war, they started almost losing. They started losing, and Hamza was there at the beginning, fighting. قال فرأيته, I saw him. I came, I had nothing. I'm not interested in what's going on at all. That's Wahshi talking about himself. He said, I just sat behind a tree or behind a rock, and I was looking just to find Hamza, and I saw him because I knew him from before. He said, I saw him. I saw my target, but he was kind of far from me. And I saw, he narrated after that, like he was fighting right and left, and he was killing, against, he was winning against anybody who was coming to fight with him. Until he said, until he was حتى وقف مني موقفا أرضاه, until he came so close to me, and I was happy with that, I was fine with that. He came in within my target, within my shooting target or zone, and he was a very good at javelin, throwing the javelin, Harb, رمي الحراب, and he قال فهززت حربتي, and I kind of tested my javelin, and I threw it at him. قال فوقعت في أسفل في النته أو في أسفل بطنه. It came towards his tummy, the bottom of the lower part of his tummy. قال وخرجت من بين وركيه أو رجليه, and it came up and then hit him at the lower abdomen, and it came from between his thighs or legs. And he started Hamza because he was so strong. He said, I saw him taking a few steps coming towards me with the javelin inside him, but he couldn't take it anymore, and he fainted out, and he died. He said, I waited until he died completely, and then I went to take my javelin back, and he took his javelin back, and he left. He left after that because that was his goal. Hind, bint Utbah, she promised, she was so happy at what he did, and she gave him all the gold that she got at this time. And she started, after the end of the battle, she started cutting the noses and the ears of those who were killed from Muslims, and she made of those noses and ears and stuff, she made like necklaces out of, taking revenge for her people. He came back, Wahshi, and he told Jubayr ibn Mut'im, his master, and he got his freedom, and he was so happy. Then after that, it was a few years after that the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Islam reached Mecca, and people started accepting Islam. وفتح النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم Mecca, he liberated Mecca. When he got the news that the Prophet ﷺ is coming, he didn't know what to do. He left, he had to leave, because if the Prophet ﷺ knew about that, he knew already that Wahshi is the one who killed him, but if he find him, he will definitely be punished. So he left to Al-Ta'if. Soon after that, the people of Al-Ta'if, all Arabia started accepting Islam. Al-Ta'if sent some delegates to the Prophet and accepted Islam. He started thinking about moving somewhere else, Sham or Yemen, Syria or Yemen. Until قال حتى هيا الله لي رجلا ناصحا, until somebody who, like, I think he was sent by Allah, kind of inspired him to give me this nasiha. And he said, well, why don't you go and accept Islam when you know that Muhammad ﷺ never kills his followers, his people? That's the way for you. He started thinking about Islam, and also it was the way of salvation for him, and the way of, for him to get this forgiveness. He went to Al-Madinah, all the way to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He was hiding, and until he came to the masjid and he said, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, in front of the Prophet. He was like hiding his face, and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Awahshiyun ant, are you Wahshi? He said, yes. He accepted Islam from him and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and then he started talking to him. He said, tell me, how did you kill Hamza? And he gave him all the details. Then Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told him, إن استطعت ألا تريني وجهك فافعل. If you are able to just go away from me so I will not be able to see your face, please do it. He was making this kind of petition to him. He is now Muslim, he cannot do anything for him, but Hamza was not like anybody else. The day he accepted Islam, as we know, was Nasr al-Islam. He was the brother of the Prophet ﷺ, and the foster brother of the Nabi, and he was his uncle. So this is, we're talking about, and they were almost the same age. So they grew up together. He is his foster brother, he is his uncle, he is the one that supported him. So Hamza was like, not somebody to tolerate, to see his killer, even though he is Muslim, to see him in front of you. So the Nabi asked him politely, if you can just try to, I don't want to, he's a human being, I cannot take him to see you. He respected that, and he was with the Prophet ﷺ for a while in Medina, but all the time he was kind of hiding himself. The Nabi was sitting facing the Sahabah, he would sit in one of the corners or something. Another narration mentioned that he left Medina right after that. Later, after the Nabi ﷺ passed away, he came, Harb and so on. Many people abstained from Islam. They thought it's, now we're following this leader, the leader is gone, we're not going to follow anybody else. So many groups started leaving Islam. Abu Bakr, he stood up for Islam, and he was fighting all of these people who were trying to make this kind of thing. And at the same time, بدأ المدعو النبوة أو كذا منهم مسيلمة الكذاب, مسيلمة, the imposter. He pretended to be a prophet. Knowing that, Wahshi said, this is my day. This is my day. I know that I did the worst thing by killing Hamza, even though he accepted Islam, and Islam yajubu ma qabla, Islam removes everything before it, but he said, this is a day to do, as I killed the best man, it's my goal is to go out and kill the worst man, Musaylima, the one who pretended to be a prophet. And he did. He joined the army that went all the way to Bani Hanifa, where Musaylima was. And war begins and everything, and he saw Musaylima, same thing. He was not doing anything. He waited until he saw him, and he said, I used the same javelin I killed Hamza with, I got it with me, and I shoot it at Musaylima, and I got it him right in his chest. And he said, I killed, قتلت خير الناس بعد النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الناس. I killed with this javelin the best of all people after the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he means Hamza, and I killed with it the worst of people, Musaylima al-Kadhab, or Musaylima the imposter. So, what do we learn from the story of Wahshi? Subhanallah, you never know. This is somebody who was completely lost. His life is nothing. He didn't have anything to be mentioned. But he changed again. He made the change. He accepted the guidance. We can always make the change from the extreme bad to the extreme or to the very good. You can always make the change. Also, Allah forgives everything. This is somebody, and he used to say, Alhamdulillah, الذي أكرم حمزة بيدي ولم يهني بيده. يعني, yes, I killed him, but Allah gave him, he said, praise be to Allah, the one who gave honor for Hamza at my hands, because he killed him. Hamza died as a martyr, and he did not humiliate me at his hands, because if he was killed at the hands of Hamza, he would have been killed as a non-Muslim mushrik, and he would have been in the hellfire. Hamza in Jannah, shaheed, and Wahshi accepted Islam, subhanAllah. Both of them probably will meet in the Jannah, يعني, if Allah, he died as a Sahabi, and we hope that he will be in the Jannah. He will meet with Hamza, the one who killed him. End of the day, he accepted Islam, وَالْإِسْلَامُ يَجُبُّ مَا قَبْلَهُ. It does not matter where you are coming from. You could be coming from any background, you could have a lot of sins, you could have as many sins as anybody could have, but then it's all, what really matters is how you end your life, how you respond to the khayr, to the da'wah of the Nabi to Islam, how to really embrace Islam. So whatever bad things you have done in the past will be wiped out. He lived all the way to the time of Uthman radiallahu anhu, and then he passed away in Homs in الشام رحمه الله تعالى وعلى جميع موتى المسلمين والصحابة الكرام. May Allah Azza wa Jalla make us follow in their footsteps. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from all of us. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه.